Robinson Crusoe by Bookworm, Stage 2. Robinson Crusoe by Oxford Bookworm, Stage 2. Robinson Crusoe by Daniel Defoe. Retold by Diane Mowat. Published and copyright Oxford University Press, 1994. Chapter 1. My First Sea Journey.
Before I begin my story, I would like to tell you a little about myself. I was born in the year 1632 in the city of York in the north of England. My father was German, but he came to live and work in England. Soon after that, he married my mother, who was English. Her family name was Robinson. So when I was born, they called me Robinson after her. My father did well in his business, and I went to a good school. He wanted me to get a good job and live a quiet, comfortable life. But I didn't want that. I wanted adventure and an exciting life.
I want to be a sailor
and go to sea. I told my mother and father. They were very unhappy about this. Please don't go, my father said. You won't be happy, you know. Sailors have a difficult and dangerous life. And because I loved him and he was unhappy, I tried to forget about the sea. But I couldn't forget. And about a year later, I saw a friend in town. His father had a ship. And my friend said to me, "We're sailing to London tomorrow. Why don't you come with us?" And so, on September 1st, 1651, I went to Hull, and the next day we sailed for London. But a few days later, there was a storm. The sea was rough, and the ship went up and down, up and down. I was very ill and very afraid. السلام عليكم. أهلا وسهلا بيكم في الحلقة الثالثة من قطايف اللغوية. I was doing some shadowing, as you saw a few minutes ago. And as you can see, this is how shadowing works. Today we have a very interesting lesson. One of the wonderful techniques, tools, activities and exercises that you can do if you want to improve your speaking fluency and your pronunciation. Hi, how are you? And I will start my session today asking you, have you heard this advice before, which is, in order to become good English speaker and to speak in conversations, you have to speak English a lot, preferably with native speakers. I bet you have heard this piece of advice very often. This is definitely true. If you want to speak very well, if you want to be fluent in speaking, you have to, or you can speak with native speakers. And this is the best and the easiest way. However, This might not be easy for some. This might not be available for many English language learners, especially those like us living in non-native English speaking countries where you don't have the chance to meet native speakers in the office, at school, at work, in the streets. And you know very well that English in our country is not our native language, and it's not the foreign language, it's the second language. Sorry, it's the foreign language, not a second language, I'm sorry. Even if you have the chance, even if you have the chance to speak with native speakers, even if you have the chance to find a speaking partner whose first mother tongue is English, you might be one of those people who feel shy. You might be a shy person. Or you might have learned English only from textbooks, from your eyes, using your eyes only. You might be also an English language learner who has many problems, challenges in pronouncing and sounding right. So what is the way out? What if you don't have native speakers? What if you don't have the chance to meet and speak with native speakers? What do you do if you are one of those who feel shy when speaking with others? What do you do if you do have problems in speaking and pronouncing right? What is the way out? The way out is shadowing. In the last episode of أطايف لغوية, we covered a very important topic, which is how to learn English at home alone, on yourself, by your own, at your own pace and on your own terms. One of these ways, and to do this, shadowing can help you learn English at home. So what is shadowing? What do we mean by shadowing? Of course, we know the word shadow. We know the word shadow. But what is shadowing? When we talk about shadowing as a learning technique, as a learning activity or exercise, it's not a method. It's a learning tool. It's a learning activity. What is shadowing? Shadowing is simply mimicking. You mimic. You repeat along with the speaker at the same time. So you repeat what you are listening to simultaneously at the same time with the audio. You repeat along as you are listening the language you are learning. This is a very effective and useful learning tool and technique if you want to improve your listening and speaking skills at the same time. Why is that? Why is it useful? Why is it a very effective tool? Why should I do shadowing? Shadowing does two things. Number one, it trains your mouth. It trains your muscles to move in a correct way, in a proper way, so that come out right, sounds come out properly from your own mouth. So this is number one. And it trains not only your mouth, but also your ears to how things are said, to the way things are spoken, and to listen to different patterns of spoken English. This is how shadowing is useful. It trains your ears to listen effectively and properly, and it trains your mouth to move properly and accurately so that sounds come out right. Okay, great. So what should I do to do shadowing? What do I need to do shadowing? To do shadowing, you should have the following. Number one is to buy a headphone. Is to buy and get a headphone. This is very important. You should, but you must buy a headphone. Why? Because putting on your headphone while playing the audio, while listening, this helps you listen very carefully and concentrate on what is being said, on what you are listening to in terms of words, phrases, sounds, which have ideas, which convey and carry ideas, but also again to the stress, the sounds, the intonation, the tone, the number of pauses when the speaker stops, the space, the pace, the speed and pronunciation. And this is the main focus of shadowing. So number one, you should buy a headphone. Do not do shadowing without buying a headphone. Till now, we have not explained how to do shadowing. But first, you have to have certain things at hand before you do the shadowing. Number one is to buy a headphone. Number two, you should find an audio in English. Dig the internet for an audio. And we have so many websites and blogs, podcasts, which have audio material. Find an audio. It could be a TV show. A TV show has an audio. A TV movie or a movie, it has an audio. A radio program, podcast, news, a short story, an audiobook, a YouTube video. Just make sure that these things have an audio. And you should have a transcript as well. So if you have a short story, make sure that it has an audio and you have the text. If you have the audio of a podcast, make sure that this podcast or this episode of the podcast has a transcript. So you should have both the text and the audio of the text. One more important thing here is that you should choose the audio. The audio should be to your level. It should be to your interest. Do not listen to something which is above your head, which is somehow difficult for you to understand. Because the focus or the main aim of shadowing is not comprehension. I'm not listening to comprehend, to understand what is being said. No, this is not the focus of shadowing. The focus of shadowing is to train your muscles, how to speak, how to use your muscles, how to train your muscles to move properly, to move in a good way. So make sure that your audio is up to your level and it satisfies and matches your interests. Don't listen to something which is not cup of your tea, your cup of tea. And it's okay if you listen to something a bit difficult, no problem. If you choose something you feel that it's somehow difficult, it's okay. So you have some challenges, no problem, but not to be too difficult. 3, listen and repeat. Here we start doing shadowing. Listen and repeat. So number 1, buy the audio or buy a headphone. 2, find the audio and the text which comes with the audio. 3, listen, start playing the audio and repeat. How? First, number 1, play the audio and do not stop the audio. And while doing this, you should speak simultaneously while you're listening to the audio at the same time, and do not stop the audio as you saw at the beginning of this video session. And by doing this, you're actually doing the input and the output at the same time in just one task. I know that this can be difficult at times because you're actually doing two things at once. You are listening and repeating or speaking or reading out aloud at the same time. It takes much time, it takes a bit of practice to get used to, but you can do it. So this is shadowing. Have I finished? No. Are there any problems? Yes. We have so many problems in shadowing. The main problem, or the first problem, is called mumbling. Mumble, M-U-M-B-L, mumbling, M-U-M-B-L-I-N-G, mumbling. This is the first problem that you might face when you do shadowing. What is mumbling? To mumble is to say something in a quiet voice so that others cannot hear you. So those people who are not used to shadowing, they end up mumbling. I'll explain. Some learners couldn't follow the speaker. So when you play mumbling, M-U-M-B, M-U-M-B-L-I-N-G, M-U-M-B. Some learners could not follow the speaker because the audio is certainly at a normal, neutral, and natural speed. And they might not have chosen the right level to listen to. So what happens is that they could not shadow, they couldn't copy, they couldn't imitate or mimic exactly what they are listening to at the same time. And that's why they end up mumbling, like they do like this. And this happens, why this happens? This happens because they are mostly concerned with speaking exactly as a speaker, as quickly as possible. That's why, again, you have to choose the listening material very carefully, where you can listen to something, repeat it at ease. You feel comfortable listening, comfortable repeating and doing shadowing without any difficulty. Okay, so can you help me if I mumble? Can you help me? What should I do? You can do the following. I have to do mumble. This, we have two things. Number one, you can listen to sentence by sentence, phrase by phrase, and then stop the audio, stop the recording, and then repeat and say aloud the sentence or the phrase. So in this way, you are not doing shadowing, you are repeating. So you read the sentence, you play the audio, you read the sentence in the text, and then you stop the recording and you repeat what you have done, sentence by sentence, phrase by phrase. Then after this, record yourself repeating the phrase or the sentence and listen to your voice after. Listen to sentence by sentence, phrase by phrase, stop the recording, and then repeat, saying the same sentence or phrase. After this, after listening and repeating number 3, record yourself repeating the phrase, the same phrase, or the same sentence you have just listened to and repeated. Listen to your voice later, comparing your voice to the original version of the audio. And you can do this a number of times. Finally, once you feel that you are version with your own, then you can do shadowing. Play again and do shadowing. Speak or read aloud at the same time, audio, along the audio, or simultaneously at the same time with the speaker. And this method will help you recognize your mistakes and fix them easily. Okay, this method is called the imitation method. The imitation method, or the LRRCR, or LRRCR, British accent. CR, LRRCR. L, listen. R, repeat. R, record. C, compare. R, repetition. Record, compare, repetition. L, R, R, C, R. So this is the imitation method. Resort to the imitation method if you mumble. If you do the shadowing and you end up mumbling. If you do not, just do the shadowing. One advantage of the imitation method of the LRRCR, listen, repeat, record, compare, and repeat, is that you can hear your voice. Shadowing, you cannot hear your voice. You just shadow. You just repeat what you are listening to at the same time, so you don't have the chance to listen to your voice. But do the imitation method, the LRRCR, you have the chance to hear your voice, to listen to your voice. And if you can hear your voice, you can work on the big problems you have. In pronunciation, you can recognize your mistakes and fix them. Advantage, however, there is a drawback, and a drawback means a disadvantage. One bad method is that it takes much time, because you listen to phrase by phrase and then you repeat the phrase and then you record your voice and then you voice with the audio and then you do the shadowing. So this takes much time. Is there a problem with my voice? Okay, so it's quite a slow process. One more thing is not on fixing your problems. This is not what shadowing is meant for. Shadowing, it's rather more about working on the physical aspects, the physical sides of fluency. How muscles move, the tone, the intonation, the pace, the rhythm. So this is the main focus of shadowing. Shadowing is not meant to fix your mistakes. It's concerned more with the physical aspects, the physical sides of your voice, how muscles move. But of course, it helps with your pronunciation. Okay. And of course, this can be hardly applied with the imitation method. One last point is that you are not producing the language in real time. Yes, this is true. If you listen and then you stop the recording, this is not natural. This takes much time. You are not producing the language in real time, at the same time as you do the shadowing. When you do the shadowing, you produce the language in real time. Why in real time? Because you are just speaking with the speaker. You are aloud simultaneously at the same time with the audio. So you do not stop the audio language in real time. But if you do the imitation and then you repeat, so this is not production in real time. So this is another drawback. It's something unnatural, because we don't listen and then repeat what people say. This does not happen in real life. I know that all of the whole process is unnatural. By the way, shadowing itself, it's not real. It's not authentic. This is shocking to you. That shadowing as a tool, it's not something natural. It's real. Something that cannot be applied in real life. The whole process itself is not natural. The whole process, but doing or following the imitation method, this is more unnatural. So this is the first thing you can do to solve the problem of mumbling. Another thing, you just slow down the audio. If you feel that the audio is a bit fast and you cannot follow, that's why you mumble, you just slow down the audio a bit. If you feel that it's a bit fast, it's too fast, you cannot follow, you cannot speak at the same time. And if you do this, if you slow down the audio, I think there is no need for the imitation method. So this is the first problem. The second problem of shadowing, which it is time consuming, it takes time. Of course, if you have a text and you start doing shadowing and applying this text, this takes much time and much effort. That's why you don't have to finish shadowing in just one shot. You can break shadowing into parts and do shadowing over the day, over the week, and over the whole month. The third problem of shadowing is that it is, or conscious, what we call conscious learning. What is this? Learning by shadowing is considered a direct way. It's a direct way of learning English. Why is it direct? Because you dedicate your time to so many tasks. What you do? First, you go to the store and you buy a headphone. This is something direct and conscious. You choose an audio. It's direct and conscious. You choose, you listen, and you repeat. All of these actions are conscious. You do all of these tasks fully aware of what you're doing. And some English language learners do not find this interesting, as they do not enjoy listen to the audio without doing shadowing, and they enjoy it and they learn a lot from just listening. There is no need to shadow. It's not a must. It's just a tool. Some people learn a lot from listening without doing shadowing. So those people, they're just listening at ease while doing other stuff, while cooking, while driving, while studying, while walking and running, right? So they don't like doing shadowing because it's direct, it's conscious, it's like studying. They don't have to stay focused on the audio or on the text for some time, and they don't have to repeat. They just listen and enjoy listening material. Number 4, speaking works best when it is meaningful and when there is an urgency to speak. Speaking works best when it is meaningful and when there is an urgency to speak. Yes. When you speak during shadowing, there is no urgency. What do we mean by urgency? It's not urgent. You don't have to do this. You needn't do this. But if you have an urgency, like what? Like chatting with a native, to speak with a native, to have a conversation with a partner. You're not speaking to somebody alone or somebody online. These are situations where there is an urgency to speak. And that's why when you have an urgency, speaking becomes meaningful, more meaningful. But when you bring a text and you start shadowing, it's not that meaningful in terms of not having that urgency to speak. It is meaningful in terms of language. It is meaningful in terms of moving your muscles and having confidence and no longer feeling shy to speak. It's meaningful in some respect, but in other respects it's not that meaningful because it's not urgent. But when you speak with a native, this is more meaningful because it's more urgent. You got the idea? So this is the 4th problem. So let's put it straight. Just do what you like doing. And this is my tip to you. Do what you like doing. The learning process. And if you find shadowing something fun and something enjoyable to do, so go ahead. If you find it useful, if you enjoy doing shadowing, have a go. And if not, don't. Think of another way to learn English. Think of another tool, another technique, another strategy where you can speak and have confidence and be fluent in speaking. But first, just have a try. Give yourself time to have a go, to have a try, and then decide which works best for you. Let's now come to the final part of this video session. So, what is listening material for doing shadowing? I recommend, and I always recommend, graded readers. Readers are stories, and these stories are graded, which means that they have different grades or different levels, certain according to your language proficiency, starting from beginner till advanced. They are really excellent material for doing shadowing because they are short, are graded, have different levels, they are accessible, they are short in length, and you can read a lot. You have different genres, which means that some graded readers cover topics like mystery, crime, non-fiction, adventure, comedy. Graded readers, graded, G-R-A-D-E-D, and then readers from read. And sometimes they come with some reading activities that you can do before, while, and after reading the short story. And the most interesting thing about graded readers is that they come with an audio, so you can do the shadowing. Right. Let's come now to the final part. Tell me the strategies. Tell me what I should do with graded readers to do the shadowing, just to make the best or the most use of graded readers. Number one, and I need you to write down if this is possible. Number one, strategies for graded readers. Number one, listen to the whole, to get the whole idea. Thank you, Mr. Muhammad. Thank you. Listen to the whole reader. No, it's not an application. Graded readers are short stories. They are books. Right? Just stay till the end and I will let you know what I mean. I will answer your questions. Just wait till the end. I'll explain everything. No worries. Listen to the whole reader to get the whole idea. Listen to the whole story. Okay? Play the audio. Don't do the shadowing now. Just listen. Reader. Okay. Do not understand everything. So no worries if you do not understand the audio. Just keep listening and enjoy it. And you can do this walking, while driving your car, while cooking, while doing some exercises. Just play the audio. And you can listen as many times as you can. You can listen to the whole story once, twice, 3 times. Just listen. Okay, one question. What about the text? No text. And please do not use just the whole story, the whole graded reader, the whole audio, and no text. Even you have the text, close the text aside and just put on the headphone and listen to the whole story, the whole reader. No text. Number one. Number two, bring the text, get the text, and read it. Read the text silently without listening to the audio. So number one, audio without text. Number two, text without audio. Again, I think I got confused. Number one, reader without audio, and number two, audio without reader. Reader without audio or without audio. Number two, audio without text. Am I right? Reader without audio. Yes. Reader. Yes. Number one, audio without, I'm sorry. Number one, audio without text. Start by listening to the audio without reading the text. And number two, read without the audio. Right? One question here. Can I do number one and number two? Can I listen to the whole reader? Or just listen? And then can I read? Just sections, section by section, or part by part, or page by page? Yes, you can. You can do this. Okay, so if you cannot, so we're gonna read first? No, you're gonna listen first. Listen first without text, then later read without audio. Listen first. I'm sorry, I got you confused. Number one, listen first without text. Number two, read without audio. Read silently the whole story. If you cannot do this, if you cannot do the whole story, can I do it? Number one and two, just sections? Yes, section by section, page by page, chapter by chapter, till you finish reading the whole story over 2 days, 3 days, 1 week, 2 weeks. Just make sure you finish the whole book listening without text and then reading without audio. Number 3, you will be training yourself to speak like a native. Right? Here we start shadowing. So number 1 and number 2, the first 2 stages we did not do shadowing. Number 1, we just listened without texts, and it's okay if you do not understand, because the focus is not on comprehension, right? You just listen without text and without audio. Till now we haven't done shadowing yet. Okay? Number 3, we'll start shadowing. What I will do here, you will be training yourself to speak like a native. You should speak and copy close to you. You should be listening to rhythm, tone, pronunciation, and copy these things as much as possible and as possible as you can. Okay? No worries about vocab. Again, one more time, the focus of shadowing is not on learning new words and on training your muscles and training your ears to listening. That's it, right? This is the focus of shadowing. You can learn vocab later. I'll let you know how. Stay with me, stay tuned with me till the end of the video. So at this stage number 3, go back to the audio. Play the audio and read aloud simultaneously with the audio at the same time. And you can do this again, section by section, page by page. Keep on speaking till you finish the whole book, following these 3 steps. So number 1, listen without text. Read without audio. Number 3, start doing shadowing, reading aloud at the same time with the speaker. And you can do this many times, page by page, chapter by chapter. Okay, of course this will take some time, certainly. That's why advise you not to do all of this in just one shot, in just one go. You can do this at different times and break them into different parts over the whole day, the whole week, the whole month. Just try to finish the reader properly, not quickly. And you should care about getting the pronunciation, rhythm and tone right. Just take your time, relax and enjoy shadowing, and just make sure that if this becomes your routine, if this becomes your learning habit, you will save a lot of time in the long run. Okay. For a more advanced way of improving your English from graded readers. So if you do this, that's enough. Thank you so much for doing this. You have done your best. If you want to do more, if you want to learn more, you can listen after doing shadowing, and the reader, you can do other activities like listen and write down the script. You can listen and write down the script, page by page, or chapter by chapter, or sentence by sentence. Okay, you can of course stop the audio and continue writing the script. For advanced learners, you can listen and write a summary of the chapter. So now we are writing, we are practicing something else, we are writing. So we listened, we read, we spoke, and now we are writing. Listen and write a summary of the chapter or the page or the whole. Third, Last thing for advanced learners, and this is really, really difficult, but it's really interesting. Listen and shadow with the audio at the same time without the text. Wow, this is really difficult. The text, it's not, it can be done. And if you think carefully of the previous steps I gave you, I think you are now familiar with the text. You know most of the texts, the ideas, some sentences, so you can shadow some sentences without looking at the text. And if you cannot do this, and you are motivated, are interested in doing this, in succeeding at this advanced technique, you can cheat. How? Just look down, up and say. Look down, up and say. Look down, up and say. Right? But of course, let me tell you that if we take into consideration the many times you listened at first without the text, your reading of the whole text, your first shadowing with the audio and the text, and of course, it becomes much more easier to script and write a summary. So if you write down the script and the summary, I think that you can shadow the text. Okay, what if I like watching movies, TV series and TV shows? I would like to do shadowing with these resources. Is this possible? Yes, it is possible, and I will tell you something very interesting, which is that you can just choose a scene in a movie or in a where there are two people speaking, talking, and then choose one of the two speakers, one of the two people in the TV series or in the movie, and try to shadow one of these two people, imitate so closely as he speaks, exact. And a very good YouTube channel called Nader Kamel. I'm just shadowing you now, sir. Okay, that's great. But I think if you shadow me now, you will not listen to me. Stop shadowing, and then you can shadow after the recording is over, or after the live session is over. But thank you for your interest. There is a YouTube channel called Learn English with TV Series. It's where you just watch short clips or short episodes of the most famous TV series and movies. So, and there are subtitles, of course, so you can do the shadowing there. Okay, I'm almost finished, and now be ready for the shadowing project, the shadowing homework, the shadowing assignment. Are you ready for the shadowing assignment or not? Tell me yes or no. Are you ready? Time for the shadowing project. Yes or no? Be honest. Why not be upset? Are you there? Ready for the shadowing project? Yes, yes, yes. Sure, all ears. Ready? Yeah. Yes. 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 Sure, ready. Hello? Honestly? Yes. 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 Sure. Okay. Let me tell you the shadowing project, the shadowing assignment. But before I tell you the shadowing project, you can have, I think that you can have some shadowing software on your mobile device. And I found this morning so many applications on my mobile device. Go to Play Store and write in the box, in the search box, write shadowing. And you will find lots of shadowing applications and softwares where you can do shadowing online. So this is really interesting. Now let's come now to the shadowing project. What is the shadowing project? It's very interesting. Number one, by the way, let me finish this. Okay. Number one, go to Google and write in Google, in the search box, write Oxford Bookworms Placement Test. Oxford Bookworms, one word, Bookworms, W-O-R-M-S. Oxford Bookworms Placement Test. Write this in Google search. And then you will have the results of the search. And I need you to go to the first result, which is Oxford Graded Readers, Level Text, Oxford University Press. So first, search for, on Google, search for Oxford, write Oxford Bookworms Placement Test, enter a new page with the results. Go to the first result, which is Oxford Graded Readers Level Test. Click, and then you have a new page. And this page, on this page, you have the main page of Oxford Bookworms Graded Readers. Yes, exactly, Mr. Nader, thank you. Oxford Bookworms Placement Test. Go to the main page of Oxford Bookworms Placement Test, and then you will find levels. Level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then starter. Okay? Listen to me carefully. Listen to me attentively. Don't go now. Just stay. I know that you are energetic and you want to go and cancel the video session, stop the video session and just go, escape. Wait a minute, hold on. Choose any level, 3, 4, 2, okay? Choose any level, or think of your level. Maybe level 2 is fine. Maybe I'm level 2, or I'm level 3, or I'm level 4. So click on the level, and then you will have a new page. What is on this new page? On this new page, you will have a passage, a reading passage with spaces, right? And you have tabs. If you click the tab, you will have the options. So read the passage and choose the options using the tabs. And you have about 20 minutes to finish choosing all words, correct words. And when you finish doing the exercise, click on a box called or written score. Click on score, right? Just click on score. And when you click on score, you will have the result of your exercise, right? The result of what you did. And you will have a box below with a scoring criteria. Let me explain this in Arabic, right? Let me explain this in Arabic. هو تقريبا في حوالي مثلا نقول في 30 سبيس. انت هتختار، هتحل الاكسرسايز او الباسج and then هتضغط على ايه؟ على سكور. اول ما تضغط على سكور هيطلع لك النتيجه. النتيجه دي عباره عن ايه؟ فيها سكورينج كرايتيريا. يعني نفترض مثلا انت جبت مثلا 10 من 30، 10 out of 30. فيقول لك ايه؟ يقول لك والله من 0 ل 15، مثلا من 0 ل 15 ده الليفل بتاعك اللي انت اخترته، ليفل 1. ولو جبت من 16 ل 20 لا، يبقى انت موف مثلا مثلا below او above. ولو جبت 21 من 30 مش عارف move below او above. بيديك سكورينج كرايتيريا تمشي عليها. رايت؟ انا اعتقد لو جبت حاجه قليله قوي يبقى انت كده move below. لو جبت حاجه المظبوطه مثلا من 15 ل 20 يبقى انت كده this is your level اللي انت اخترته. لو جبت حاجه من 20 ل 30 يبقى انت كده تحتاج you have to move up. شوف الليفل اللي بعديه. فادي مثال، انا جبت مثلا 6 من 30، 6 من 30. فهيقول لك ايه؟ لو انت جايب من 0 مثلا ل 10، انا جبت 6، you have to move below. طب انا اخترت ليفل 3، يبقى انا اروح احل ليفل 2. اروح احل ليفل 2، ابدا ليفل 2 تاني، ارجع تاني. طب انا جبت مثلا 15، قال لك والله من 10 ل 20 this is your level، يبقى ده ليفل 3، يبقى this is my level ليفل 3. انا جبت من 20 ل 30، لا يقول لك ايه؟ لا move up، اروح على ليفل 4 واحله. يبقى امتى اتحرك؟ اتحرك لو this is not your level، ابدا اتحرك لا اما below او above على حسب الدرجه بتاعتك. لكن لو below لازم تروح تحل below، تحل الليفل اللي قبليه. لو انت اخترت 3 يبقى هتروح على 2. لو انت اخترت لو جالك اكتر move up يبقى لازم تروح على مثلا على level 4. You got the idea? Am I making it clear? Till by the end you reach your level. تقولي والله انا خلاص انا وصلت الليفل بتاعي 3، الليفل بتاعي 4. انت بتتحكم في القصه دي، تمام؟ But you have 20 minutes. جميل جدا. طيب خلاص انت عرفت الليفل بتاعك؟ Yes. Now I know my level. اعمل ايه بعد كده؟ هو ده البروجكت؟ لا خالص، احنا لسه بس بنسخن، احنا لسه ما عملناش اي حاجه خالص. just we are يعني setting the scene، just يعني this is a warm up. Next you go to the page of the group, the group of You English Matters. You must go to the group of You English Matters. By the way, the links of my group Your English Matters and the link of Oxford, or the link of Oxford Placement Test graded readers, they are both in the description, and I will put them again in the comments when I just finish the session. When you do this and you reached your level، خلاص عملت الامتحان وتأكدت this is my level 2 أو 3 أو 4. طبعا ما تخدعش نفسك لأن دي هتبقى مشكلة بعدين. Go to the page, visit the group of Your English Matters, and I will create a poll question which is what level are you? And then you just choose your level. If you are level 1, choose level 1 in the poll on my group page, Your English Matters. I create a poll, starter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I will ask a question. What level are you? لو انت level 1 اختار level 1 لغايه ما نخلص البول التصويت لغايه بكره. Tomorrow is the deadline. I will send each one the graded reader which matches your level. If your level is 1, be ready to get in your inbox your graded reader from me to download and start doing shadowing. Okay? How much time do I have to finish this? You have 10 days. And after the 10 days, we will have a Zoom session, and I will make an announcement where we come together, all of us, all readers, all English language learners, all shadowers. We will meet online on Zoom and together the experience. Is it something good? Is it useful? What you learned? What you did not learn? Would you like to read more or not? Or that's enough? So we will come together and meet online and discuss the experience. Give me your feedback. Have I finished? Yes, almost finished. When I, yes, sure. You can see, it's not a webinar, it's just a video session. I will put the information now in the comments. I will put the information in the comments, the web address of Your English Matters and the address of Oxford Bookworms Placement Test in the comments of the video, and they are already in the description of this video. And one last thing, on your English Matters on the page, on the group, you will find full explanation of the whole process with images. So I will tell you what to do. So you can now visit my group. I'm done. Thank you so much for coming. Yes, I think it's after the Eid. هنعيد إن شاء الله مع بعض shadowing. دي العيدية بتاعتكم أو بتاعتي. One last thing. This Tuesday we will not have قطايف لغوية because I don't have money to buy قطايف. I'm broke. And we will have instead a Zoom session, and I will announce the ID and the password of the Zoom session, and it will be dedicated to a website. The first website, we will go online together, and I will share English, please. Can't focus. Thanks in a way. Okay, I'm using English. يعني بس أنا استخدمت عربي شوية لأن أنا عارف دي ممكن تلخبط الناس يعني. I know my audience. I know how people think. They might get confused and this to Arabic, and I'm sorry. I won't do this again. I'm terribly sorry. I promise. Take my word. On Tuesday, we will have a Zoom session, and it will be the first session on Zoom for the first activity where we will go online, and I will share with you the first learning website. I will show you live and online how to use the website and how to browse the website. Just stay focused. I'm sorry, stay tuned with me. And you can, of course, you can attend using the Zoom application, and you can as well, if you don't have Zoom, you can follow the Zoom session on TEFLism. So TEFLism members and Your English Matters members, they can go to TEFLism and watch live the Zoom session if you cannot join Zoom in a direct way. This will be on Tuesday. And this is a new series called Leo or Leia Learn English Alone. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure giving you this session. Thank you, Ms. Fihab. My pleasure. Thank you. Any questions and comments before I go offline? So as soon as I finish this, do your assignment. تمام؟ اسمعوا الكلام. حرين اهو بقى. اللي ما حدش عمل فيكم الواجب. I ask as a beginner, teacher, I should prepare to get IELTS or TOEFL. IELTS is not, it's different from TOEFL. IELTS, this is proficiency test. And TOEFL, this is a teacher training course. What should you do as a beginner teacher? I think TEFL. I think TEFL is the right choice for a start, but still they are different things. Where is the link? Put it right away. The two links are in the description of this video. If they are not there, I put them again in the comments after I finish this session. Happy Eid to you. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Nurhan. Any questions? Any comments? Will you do your assignment? Will you promise me? Okay, thanks for coming. See you inshallah on Tuesday. Enjoy shadowing. Do the placement test right now and tell me your level. English Matters in the poll, and I will send you your graded reader and start following the steps, applying what you learned today. It's really important to follow the steps, not to follow your mind, just follow the steps. There is a certain criteria. Okay, thank you. Take care. Assalamu alaikum. Good luck. بالتوفيق إن شاء الله.